Infrastructure, especially in the petroleum, midstream and bulk liquid storage segment, is emerging as the backbone of this transition.
Gradually, we will be increasing our capacities.
We have been transiting to a green-based economy.
The customer has to find a value in it.
Technology plays a vital role.
India's energy and manufacturing sectors are entering a pivotal phase. Infrastructure, especially in the petroleum, midstream and bulk liquid storage segment, is emerging as the backbone of this transition. As the nation balances capacity expansion, sustainability and digital transformation, companies like IAVL are playing a crucial role in building resilient, future-ready infrastructure. To unpack this journey, in this episode of India Leadership Talks, we are joined by three industry leaders, Capt. Anubhav Jain, Managing Director of IAVL, who brings a sharp perspective on how infrastructure is shaping India's energy transition. He is also joined by Mr. Manoj, Borad, Director of Finance at IAVL, who will share insights of the financial imperative driving sustainable growth. And we will have a final segment of interview with Mr. Atul Kharate, COO of IAVL, who is leading modernization in storage infrastructure. Alongside with them, we'll hear from Mr. Praveen Mysore of Dassault Systèmes India, who will highlight how digital-first tools and simulation are transforming infrastructure planning and execution. Together, they explore how operational excellence, innovation, and digital transformations are redefining the future of India's midstream sector. Let's speak to Mr. Captain Anubhav Jain. What's his perspective on the midstream sector, infrastructure, logistics? Thank you so much, Captain Anubhav Jain, for giving us the time today at your office at IAVL. And first of all, would like to understand from you about the IAVL's vision in storage, energy, and how do you see when it comes to efficiency and sustainability?
First of all, thank you for giving me this opportunity, and pleasure is all mine. Welcome to IAVL. IAVL is pioneer in the storage sector. We have been doing this for last 25 years. The transition has happened from oil tanking to Adani in last 2 years only. And we have been working on the storage sector for last 25 years. When we say about storage, we are a midstream company in the energy sector. We get products from rakes, ship, pipeline, trucks, and we distribute it accordingly. So in the storage sector, it is very important that you keep the product safe, you handle it safely, you maintain the quality, quantity of the product, and you deliver as per the customer's requirement. And as you know, we have been transiting to a green-based economy, a carbon neutral economy. So, and this sector is primarily the fossil fuel sector, wherein the footprint is huge. So the entire endeavor of the entire nation, including IAVL, has been to reduce her carbon footprinting. So we have been working tirelessly towards it. How do we do it? Get maybe the KPIs that we set for ourselves is energy consumption per KL of handling, the resource handling like water and other resources per KL handling. So we are working towards how do we reduce it further. We have been doing a lot of innovative ways of seeing that how we reduce the waste. For example, we have built up a solar plant in-house at a Raipur plant, which almost caters to 40% of our energy requirement. At Navghar, we are also trying to get a solar input from the external party so that our energy consumption, at least the energy becomes green. So this is part of the production cycle. We are seeing that how do we reduce our further energy consumption in this cycle.
Quite interesting, an energy storage company already trying to reduce energy footprint of their own. And how do you see your role in the Indian energy transition when it comes to different kind of energies taking place, and how are things happening at your end?
So we are also part of the energy transition because we will also be touched when the energy itself is getting transformed. Like for example, we are in the CBG space. We are producing CBG at our Namakkal plant, which is now we are almost delivering 9 tons per day. So the waste which was going into the barren lands and greenhouse gases were being emitted, it is now being converted to the useful CBG. So that is one, and that is a pioneer plant in the country wherein a lot of people are taking cues from it and developing their own plants. Now we hear the news, more than 500, 600 plants are coming up all across India. So that's one drive. Ethanol blending has gone to 20% now. So we have been also developing our infrastructure to cater to that requirement of 20% of ethanol blending, and we are happy to say that all our terminals are 20% ethanol compliant. So these are few of the steps that the government has been supporting all the energy sector also. We also become part of the policy making in the sense that whenever there are various forums which are representation from the energy sector and their requirements need to be addressed, government listens to us, and we see a lot of progress happening in that sector. And a lot of support and lot of drive has been coming from the government.
So as you mentioned about the policy framework, you have been part of policy framing. If we put the energy transition as the backbone of the Indian economy, how do you see the IAVL's role in creating, fast forwarding this transition?
So we are a midstream company, and there are many more players as an industry, as a tank storage company. We represent ourselves to the various government forums that are available to us. There are various forums privately wherein we voice our opinion, and those go to the ministries and various government forums, wherein a lot of discussions happen, and some of them get translated into the policy making. In a bigger picture, largely it has been very supportive, and we have seen that our CBG plants which were running in negative have become positive, and we see a good future in that. And this also encourages other CBG manufacturers to put up more plants into the country. So unless we get a policy drive or a support from the government, this industry will not be able to thrive. So it is very vital that the private sector, coupled up with government policies, definitely will be able to make a good impact, sustainable impact on the economy.
Thank you, Captain Anubhav, for giving your viewpoint on IAVL. So now we'll move to Mr. Manoj to understand how does finance at IAVL works and what is their role in energy transition in India. So as Captain Anubhav Jain has given us the perspective from the leadership at IAVL and Energy Store facility, now we talk about the finance part of it, and really rarely part of the interviews where we get Director of Finance like Mr. Manoj Borad to talk to us on the financial prudence of the company. So because this is a long-term investment strategy for a company, midstream company like yours. So what are the factors that drive this?
To start with, let me thank you, the entire team, being part of this discussion. Say, IAVL, we are in a oil and gas sector, and our verticals are basically for boot and own terminal as well as the other like O&M space. Now, from the finance perspective, is that boat is basically heavy capex kind of a thing, and which doesn't come regularly. But the other terminals like O&M space, we are going to venture into that. Now, from the finance perspective, let me tell you that the kind of investment it requires. So we have to go through what is the developments happening in oil and gas sector, and what are the oil and gas prices being happening around the world. And second is that what is the demand supply pattern, and the third is what I will tell you, that what is the shifting from the fossil fuel to the renewable and the alternate energy. So we have to keep a tab on all those things to see that what are the growth prospects for us. And from the investment point of view, that what is the interest rate available for making the right kind of investment into this sector. Because being in oil and gas, we are in the service space, we are not in the manufacturing space. So our facility has to be beneficial to our own customers. And I will tell you that our major competitors are our own customers only. So they have to find a value in our services. for which they can venture into. So, these are the major areas which we keep always a track to see that our growth comes in the future perspective.
So, as a finance guy, how do you keep the company's financial prudence in place? Because there are a lot of investments, there are a lot of digital adoption that is taking place to optimize the supply chain, optimize your logistics, everything. So, what are your key metrics?
So, as I said, we are in a service space and we have to give a value to our customers. So, for which your cost is one of the major factor. The customer has to find a value in it, at what cost we are going to offer our services. Telling thereby how you can optimize, I will not say reduce the cost, you have to optimize the cost. So, how you can do that? Main is that like you move to from the old age era of manual to the digital space and all. So, that in fact what we have done so far in the last 1 year, we have moved to SAP S4 HANA, all our accounting thing we have moved to that. So, it will give you a real time basis what is our financials are concerned. And the second, we have in fact implemented from this year that HRMS, Human Resource Management System. So, we want to make it a very paperless kind of a transactions. And third is we have to, for all our capital investment proposals, we have to look into what kind of a minimum rate or less cost funds are available in the market to get into that. So, these are the main areas what we are focusing is that to optimize your cost so that you can give better value to the customers to be more competitive in the market.
Got it. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Hello and welcome to another episode of India Leadership Talk series. Today we are joined by Mr. Atul Kharate, who is the Chief Operating Officer of Indian Oil Adani Ventures, and Mr. Praveen, Mysore, who is Technical Director at Dassault Systems India. Welcome to the show. Atul, first of all, I would like to understand from you, since IAVL is into bulk liquid storage. So, in that operations, how about making towards more greener fuel and smarter logistics? How are you modernizing your logistic infrastructure and storage?
Yeah. So, first of all, thanks to ET for having this dialogue. So, we being midstream infrastructure and storage solution provider company, primarily we are in petroleum sector today. However, as you have mentioned, the lot of energy transition is happening in the country and globally. So, we are prepared in terms of how can we expand further in the petrochemical segment and maybe in the greener energy segment. That is how you can see we are building additional capacities for ethanol storage. Ethanol is adding a lot of value to the sustainable initiatives. And we have a plan in place that gradually we will be increasing our capacities and the operational excellence in terms of the energy transition initiatives like petrochemicals and greener and more cleaner energies.
Right. So, when you go towards modern infrastructure development, when it's largely about automation, simulation, renewable ready tanks, what are the operational hurdles that you face? Can you cite some examples?
Yeah. So, most typically the petroleum or the energy industry largely in terms of hydrocarbon segment is highly regulated from the point of view of operations and the compliance point of view, as safety is one of the topmost priority here. However, I can say that lot of automation has been done in the industry. We are also on the same path. Most of our locations are digitalized today. We have a centralized dashboard. We are basically counting the turnaround time of the vehicle in terms of their production capacities. Our storage facilities are quite automated in terms of their accuracy of product measurement, as well as ensuring the safety of the petroleum installations. So, automation has happened largely. More typically in our new installations, we are ensuring that the latest of the technology is available, including in some of the maintenance practices. We are also trying for the robotic cleanings and mapping of the critical areas with the usage of AI and technologies also. As an industry, we are trying to adopt it in the coming years.
Got it. Praveen, when it comes to this modern solutions, you coming from digital engineering company, how do you help companies like IAVL in this process of modernizing the infrastructure and storage part of it?
So firstly, Deepanshu, thanks for having me here, okay, to have this insightful conversation with you as well as Mr. Atul actually. Coming to the technology side, while Atul mentioned, okay, for new storage infrastructure, the kind of technology that they're also internalizing, right, from the safety aspect as well as even the turnaround time, okay, for filling, etc., and dispatching. That itself speaks volume of the technology intervention actually. And I, coming from a technology company that is Dassault Systems, okay, a platform that is 3D experience platform, which enables company to model, simulate, okay, these kind of infrastructure aspects actually, to ensure that it is safe enough for operation and also efficient, okay, in delivering the operational efficiency actually. This is where we focus on actually. And when it looks at, when somebody looks at storage infrastructure, they may think it's very simple, but it may not be, because it involves multidisciplinary engineering by itself. It involves a lot of control and instrumentation aspect, okay, for safety and various regulatory requirements. As well, Atul spoke of having a control tower, okay, to monitor the operations round the clock actually, so that there is no safety incidents in the operations, as well as you're ensuring that there's a clear turnaround with your production orders, okay, and the delivery orders actually. So these aspects are something that technology plays a vital role in ensuring a smooth operation, as well as in ensuring in the engineering, procurement, construction phase itself when you're putting up such plants, okay, as well when the operation is in place, how to ensure the maintenance is up to mark, okay, even leveraging the latest technologies such as predictive intelligence, okay, for such I would say accident prone kind of installations actually.
Got it. So now looking at the India's mainstream sectors, Atul, what are the factors that are shaping the infrastructure and storage, specifically when it comes to energy transition, predictive maintenance, digital tools, and supply chain optimization? What are the factors that is driving you as a company at IAVL?
Yeah, I think it's important to understand the transition from the India perspective. India being one of the most fastest growing economy today, and the energy need of the country is the third largest in the globe. We are going to have the fossil fuel even for a sizable number of years. At the same time, to meet the increasing demand of the energy, we have to also venture rapidly into new and green energies. So in those aspects, as I was mentioning earlier, ethanol is having a lot of thrust in terms of building the additional capabilities. Maybe a green ammonia can be another opportunity in the future. Natural gas will be also an opportunity for the industry at large in terms of how can we add the capacities for the country. Coming back to the technology and the other advantage which we are looking for, I think the oil industry itself have made a lot of changes in the guideline. The regulatory bodies like PNGRB and PESO is highly inclined towards what type of automation industry can do, which can safeguard the industry, as well as it will be more right in the path of a larger sustainability of the industry. So those activities, I think largely it started at the various level in the country.
Right. How do you see IAVL's role playing into the country's energy transition happening? You know, there are different kind of energies, you know, happening. Ethanol you mentioned, there is renewable is also one. Oil and petroleum have been the backbone. What is your view and point of view?
So IAVL is one of the leading in the country today in terms of infrastructure and storage solution provider company. We are meeting the strategic requirement of supply chain of petroleum product in the eastern coast. West coast also we have locations. In the central India we have very strategic locations at Raipur in Chhattisgarh. We have our presence in Mumbai and suburban areas is being catered by Mumbai location. Entire Goa state is being catered by us in terms of providing solution to various oil marketing companies as well as to the private players like Reliance and Shell. Apart from that, as I was mentioning, we are building two huge petroleum assets in the country. One is in Odisha at Paradip, that's a crude oil storage terminal for Nawaligarh Refinery Limited. That's our boot contract for 24 years. Additionally, we are also part of the Panipat refinery expansion, that's the IOCL's asset. However, we will be partnering with IOC as a boot contractor for 25 years. Those are like all type of extended storage capacities of petroleum, petrochemicals and gases. We are building it at Panipat. I think with this two projects additions, we will be one of the most leading in the country in terms of midstream supply solutions provider company.
Got it. Praveen, as per you, what are the factors that are reshaping the energy transition, storage infrastructure? Largely it is operational or digital innovation priorities. What should be the main factor for companies like IAVL?
Yeah, so India is a very large country, and with the kind of population that we have, the energy requirement definitely is very high, right? And it's continue to grow. While green energy also is taking shape slowly, as Atul mentioned, the industry foresee that the conventional energy is going to last for a long time. Okay, it's not going to wind up any time sooner. Okay, this requires definitely the infrastructure across India, right? And as Atul was also mentioning, that it's highly regulated market when it comes to compliance aspect, because given that it is safety critical, okay, a lot of things are pretty much gowned. And complying with these safety standards, setting up the infrastructure across India, okay, to cater to the domestic market itself is a big challenge, right? And company like Adani, okay, has that kind of scale and ability to establish this kind of infrastructure, and also leverage technology, okay, technology coming from companies like ours to help them design this kind of infrastructure and also to execute the infrastructure projects and manage it actually, right, all through the entire life cycle. That's a key here actually. And that's where the technology company like ours as well as infrastructure company like Adani play a vital role in a country like India to ensure that there is energy safety.
Got it. So, Mr. Atul would like to understand from you about the transformation that required in infrastructure ecosystem. How can IAVL be doing this in terms of complete ecosystem MSMEs? Should it be the partnership model or should be some support of policy framework? What is your view on that?
Yeah, I think there are two setup of assets broadly we can divide. One is the older asset like 15-20 years before we constructed those. So those we are gradually taking it for upgradation, ensuring the compliances of the PNGRB and OSD requirement, as PESO department is also one of the governing body for us. So those we are taking it on step by step basis. And as it was mentioned by Praveen, there are a lot of technology partners available in the country today. They are really helping us in terms of upgrading this facility and ensuring that these assets we are putting it ready, ensuring the compliances as well as the best at the technology. Other aspects, whatever we are constructing in current situation, that we are ensuring that it has to be a best in class in terms of operational requirement, ensuring the highest standards of safety as well as ensuring the all type of compliance requirements.
Got it. Praveen, what is your view on this? how the overall ecosystem can be upgraded when it comes to, because this is something a very, I would not say a very interesting but very boring sector, because people really don't know about how energy is getting stored or transported. What is your view how things can be moved in a really right direction? Because something talk about storage and the digital, they does not go well along. So
see, having said that, it's an industry by itself, I would say, right? And where energy comes into picture, it's daily needs of human beings basically. And there is a lot of churn on a daily basis, right? Where you are actually ensuring that the storage is replenished and then your supplies are intact, supplies are made as per the demand. So that's a churn in the entire ecosystem actually that happens on a daily basis, right? It's not that, okay, typically discrete manufacturing, you order and then wait for 1 or 2 months and then you get the order back actually as a delivery. But here on a day-to-day basis it is happening. So with that kind of churn, okay, the operational efficiency is key across the entire ecosystem actually. And bringing that kind of efficiency to ensure that there is no shortage anywhere, okay, there's no supply disruption, okay, is where this matters a lot, okay, to keep the entire supply chain animated all through the clock, round the clock I would say actually. So that's a challenge by itself, and that's what this specific segment is catering to on a daily basis, I would say.
Atul, last question to you. If we frame infrastructure as the backbone of India's energy transition, what would be the critical elements for IAVL growth strategy? It is a strategic partnership, operations excellence, or digital first tech driven solutions?
So I think the energy industry is going to play a very vital role in terms of the growing Indian economy. And when we talked about specifically the industry, we need to build upon our capabilities. What we see in the today's geopolitical situation, in such scenario, if you have an additional capacities, that is edge over other countries. And that is how the role of people like us in terms of building more capabilities and then investing more with a long-term approach. Over and above that, the demand of energy is quite substantial in the country, and this is going to increase. We are expected to be one of the largest in the globe in terms of petroleum requirement. LPG, we are already at the second largest in the world. We are the third largest crude processing country in the globe. And I can see a growth of natural gas in the country is growing at the rate of 8 to 12%. Even the product like petrochemical is increasing at the rate of 8 to 12%, and the industrialization in the country is happening at very rapid speed. So that means we need more and more energies. So people like us and even the people like Praveen have a role to play in terms of building an infrastructure with technological solutions, which is going to add a lot of value to the country.
Right. Praveen, last question to you. How technology can become the backbone for the companies like IAVL to become the front runners in energy transition?
Yeah, I think it's already there in place pretty much because today the way kind of mechanization that they have achieved in the storage infrastructure space, it's all thanks to technology actually, right? As I said, it's all to do with the efficiency on a day-to-day basis, round the clock actually. To do that without technology, without I would say automation, it's highly impossible. So that's where with such kind of mega infrastructure that they take care of or they operate. So this kind of technology intervention is must, and it's been there for ages. It's only that how we are improving on a day-to-day basis, okay? With the advent of new technologies such as artificial intelligence, machine learning, this industry also is taking advantage of such, okay, to bring in predictive maintenance, because that's also key, because since the storage infrastructure is safety critical, they would require this kind of insights into the maintenance incidents actually, so that they can take care of such things well in advance, okay, so that it doesn't lead to any supply disruption actually. For them, the efficiency is of highest importance, and that efficiency can always be backed up by technology.
Thank you so much, gentlemen, for joining us today. It was a wonderful, insightful discussion. Thank you.
Thank you.